So I'm home visiting the family a couple of months ago, and my 9-year-old niece is playing tag around the house with her friends. They're running around everywhere. It was kind of chaotic. I must admit my niece was really pretty good at it, pretty quick, a good tagger. But when she finally fell victim to the tag you're it, she made a rule change. You have to get tagged twice to be it. Worked to her advantage for that moment, but eventually she tagged one of her little girlfriends, didn't get her twice, and the rule put her, well, back in her place, and it backfired. It really wasn't pretty. There might have been some yelling. There was definitely some large pouting. It was a little funny to us adults, but annoying too. That's the scenario that's about to play out for the Republican establishment. 4 years ago, they made a rule change. It changed Rule 40B, and that rule reads, each candidate for nomination to the presidency of the United States and vice president of the United States shall demonstrate a support of a majority of delegates from each of 8 or more states. That was a brand new rule 4 years ago. Truth is, it was the Ron Paul rule. Republicans did not want his delegates speaking up, and they squashed him with Rule 40B. The establishment changed the rules of the game so that its outsider opposition could not win. Kind of like my niece did with the double tag rule. She'd only been tagged once after all, and under the new rules, she's not it. Now for the Republicans' convention coming up in July, Rule 40B rules out everybody but Donald Trump for the moment. The outsider is the only one eligible. Only Trump has a majority of the delegates in 8 state contests so far. Nobody else. Now, Ted Cruz says he plans to meet the requirement by July, but it won't be easy, even if John Kasich stays in the race. But it could happen. That would leave 2 qualified, neither of them of the establishment. Republican officials point out, as I mentioned, delegates at this year's convention could change Rule 40B to allow more competition. But while my niece could change the rule of tag unilaterally, it's her house after all. Presidential historian Doug Weed says don't count on that working for the Republicans. He writes on the website lawnews.com, any change in the rules must be ratified on the floor of the convention, where Trump and Cruz delegates will shut it down. Ron Paul's people tried to do exactly that 4 years ago. His campaign had rounded up a bunch of delegates to go to the convention and speak for him on the second round, and they were fit to be tied. When the then House Speaker John Boehner went ahead with a rule change, the Ron Paul rule, over loud opposition from Ron Paul delegates on the floor.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, no. Pending of the chair, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Certainly without objection. I heard no objection. The ayes clearly had it, didn't they? Didn't sound like it to the Ron Paul people. They had no power, though, and support from the party. They were outsiders wanting in, and the establishment stopped them. But this time, it's the establishment on the outside looking in. If the establishment wants somebody eligible besides the billionaire outsider and the hated-by-the-establishment senator from Texas, it can't get past 40B. Like the double tag rule came back to hurt my little niece, the Ron Paul rule is about to backfire on the Republican establishment unless the establishment can change the rules so that its own rule doesn't rule it out. Tag, you're it.